How's it going? Mom said you wanted me to come and tuck you in today. Well, I'm glad to know that I'm still your favorite older brother. True, but being the only one still means that I am your favorite. How was today? Stressful? Yeah, me too. Okay. Do you want me to tell you a pretend story or read you one? Pretend? Those are the best, for sure. I've got one too. I didn't actually make this one up though. This was one Dad used to tell me when I was your age. Okay, here it goes. There was once a little polar bear named Giggly Biggly. He lived in a small white house on a little country lane. In this world in which Giggly Biggly lived, humans and animals lived together in peace and harmony, treating each other as equals, which was a wonderful way in which to live. Well, one sunny summer day, Giggly Biggly sat in a rocking chair in the shade of his front porch, sipping cool lemonade. As he watched the road on which he lived, who should he see coming down the lane but Mrs. Kangaroo? Now, Mrs. Kangaroo was the local mail carrier. For who better to carry the mail than a kangaroo? Because she had a built-in mail pouch. Giggly Biggly loved to get mail. Sometimes he'd even write himself a letter just so he'd get mail. So, as you can imagine, he was quite excited to see Mrs. Kangaroo hop up to his picket fence, open the gate, and come hopping up towards his house. "Hello, Mrs. Kangaroo. Lovely day, isn't it?" said Giggly Biggly as Mrs. Kangaroo reached the porch. "Yes, but it's getting rather warm," she replied. "Would you like some lemonade?" "That would be lovely, and here is your mail," she said, handing him a small stack of letters. Giggly Biggly poured her a glass of lemonade, and they sat together on the porch as Giggly Biggly went through his mail. "Oh, what's this?" exclaimed Giggly Biggly. "This looks fancy." And indeed it did. A letter with silver swirls and a seal had come in the mail, and it was addressed to Mr. Giggly Biggly. Now that tickled him. Nobody ever called him Mr. Giggly Biggly, but he did like it. Carefully he opened it and pulled out the card. "Oh, it's an invitation to a wedding. My cousin is marrying a raccoon, and they want me to be there. How lovely. It says here, formal attire is requested. They want me to bring attire to the wedding? No, 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 Giggly Biggly. Formal attire, not attire. That's what I said. They want me to bring attire to the wedding. No, Giggly Biggly. Formal attire means to wear something fancy. You get dressed up." "Oh," he said, and his eyes grew very wide. He had never worn fancy clothes before. "Thank you so much for bringing me this mail, Mrs. Kangaroo. I must go get some formal attire now." As he made his way into town, he whistled his favorite tune and skipped along down the country roads. When he got into town, he walked past various stores, peering into the windows, looking for just the right thing. Finally, he saw it. A beautiful black and white tuxedo with a white straw hat and a cane. Giggly Biggly entered the store, and it had one of those little bells above the door that rings as you open it. When the bell rang, a slight old salesman came out of the back of the shop. He wore a neat tweed suit and very round glasses. He peered at Giggly Biggly through his glasses and said, "Hello, sir. How may I help you today? I am the tailor here." "Well, yes, actually," replied Giggly Biggly. "I saw the beautiful tuxedo in the display window and wanted to try it on." "Certainly. What might I call you?" "Mr. Giggly Biggly." "Certainly, Mr. Giggly Biggly." And he left to go get it. When he came back, he carried several boxes containing the various pieces of the suit. First he pulled out a clean white undershirt. "If you don't mind, sir, could you put your arms above your head so I can slip this on you? Thank you." They slipped it over Giggly Biggly's head and then pulled out a pair of black pants. Now lift the one leg and the other, the salesman said. But Giggly Biggly didn't particularly like pants, being a bear, so he tried to interrupt. But. The salesman simply said, Really, sir, you must try them on first, I insist. But, sir, Mr. Giggly Biggly, you really have to. So Giggly Biggly sighed and resigned himself to have the pants put on. Then came a beautiful vest and jacket, then a belt and a silk bow tie. Finally, the salesman put on the shoes and the straw hat. And then he gave Giggly Biggly the cane. He smiled, and then turned Giggly Biggly to the mirror and said, There, you look lovely, sir. Well, I do, but these shoes, they're really not quite my thing. I am a bear after all. Oh, I entirely understand. I'll take them. Oh, here we go. And to be honest, these pants, I'm really not a huge fan of pants. The salesman nodded sagely. Very well, I'll take the pants. You know, and I don't know that I really need the vest or the jacket either. You don't want the jacket? No, I don't. Okay, well then, I'll take them. And this shirt. You don't want the shirt either? Actually, I think all I really want is the hat. The hat? The hat. Is that all right? Yes, Mr. Giggly Biggly. I suppose that I could use the cane and the bow tie. When all he had on was the hat and the bow tie, with the cane at his side, he looked in the mirror, and I must say he looked magnificent. When he went to the wedding several weeks later, it must be said that in fact he received more compliments than anyone else there, except of course for the bride. That's one of my favorite stories to tell. What'd you think? Yeah, the salesman was a pretty funny dude. I do sometimes wonder what it would be like to live in a world where animals could talk. I'm glad you liked it. I'll have to tell you some more stories some other night. Sleep well. Love you too. Good night.